Welcome everyone. This is Kukia's Virtual Kitchen. I always laugh because our intros used to be like super long. Now they're confined and they're much smaller. So we want to make it all about our special guest today, Etienne Boulay. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Etienne Boulay. That's right. That's good. The weird French
Okay.
name.
The weird French name. Okay. First of all, I'm a huge fan already. And knowing that you also have, where's your Grey Cup ring? Oh, I lost your video just when you pulls out the Grey Cup ring. Oh no.
Oh, I'm here.
There you are.
I heard
Where's your Grey
rings.
Cup ring? Where's the ring?
They're in the safe. I don't carry them very often.
You
They're
don't wear
really.
them?
I don't want to. Doesn't want to sound like humble brag, but they're really big, and I just kind of hit them everywhere. So I keep them at the house, and they're safer there.
You have. First of all, we get into your drinks. We'll definitely get into your drink line because I have so many questions around this. I'm a huge fan already about this. I carry mine around all the time.
I
Your
love
drinks. But I want to talk a little bit about. You have a Grey Cup with a 100th anniversary CFL Grey Cup ring. You have
Yes.
The 100th anniversary. That's incredible. First of all, I was blown away. I have. So I got to tell you what I have. Not only our podcast and everything else that's on, but I went to the 1994 Grey Cup in Regina. I think it was freezing cold. I still have the Grey Cup.
Yeah, it must have been.
It's
Yes.
not ripped. It still can because
Wow.
Taylor Field's gone. It's still connected. And so get this. I have a story. Before we get into about you, I'm going to talk about
I love a good
That's what you
football
don't
story.
do on a podcast. So this is a story. So you'll get it. You're probably one of the few people that will understand this. So that year we played the Baltimore. It was the first year that the CFL had actually brought in the U.S. teams. And I
Yeah.
think we were playing Baltimore. I think it was.
Hang on. When you say we, which team are you for?
I think it was Calgary. I think it was
Okay.
Calgary and Baltimore. Okay. Because Doug Flutie was the quarterback. And
Wow.
Flutie's hands has frozen up because it was freezing cold in Regina that year for the Grey Cup. So, anyways, we're on the field and we're in the end zone and we're cheering on the whole game. We're frozen, so we rush the field, and we get to everyone's rushing the field and stuff like this, and the game's over and everything. So then Pringle, legendary CFL player,
Yeah.
Pringle is holding the Grey Cup. Right? And my buddy runs up. He's like, dude, take a picture. This is like, because Pringle played for Baltimore. And he's like, oh my God, here's a picture. Baltimore won the Grey Cup. First time I think ever that a non-Canadian team won. Right? Pringle, all-time like huge CFL player ever.
Guy
right?
has no neck.
He was
Just
huge.
muscles
No
all
neck.
the way up to here. Yeah.
Exactly. Just ripped. Grey Cup. So three things. And on Taylor Field's like main on the field, right? So he's like, take a picture. So those days there was no digital cameras. So I'm not kidding you. He gets the film back. He's like, dude, I am so mad at you.
What happened?
He's got his arm around my thumb. How nuts is that, eh? It's terrible.
We'll never know if this story is true now, huh?
No, it's literally my whole thumb. Like he's got his arm around it. It's all thumb.
Oh man,
all those things you don't have.
Grey Cup games are crazy because of the climate. The weather is nuts.
Yeah.
I remember my rookie year was 2006, and we played in the Grey Cup in Winnipeg.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I just remember on our team, we had a bunch of American guys that played in Georgia, guys that played in Florida. They didn't understand what was going on. Their body totally shut down, and they were trying to hang out by the little fan, the little heaters they have on the sidelines. But and then we got our butts whooped that game too. So it was a difficult experience.
Awesome. Well, we could talk football all day because I'm a huge fan, first of all, and I played football in high school when I was a kid, and I have so many memories just growing up being a huge CFL fan, and I never converted to NFL because I always loved the weather impact because I
Yeah,
played football in the snow and I know what that's like, and just appreciation about that. So that's a
great
different
game.
story. But let's get into. You never heard a story like that though, eh? Uh, I'll never forget it, eh?
It's
Oh,
terrible.
perfect picture. Yeah, terrible. Anyways, you have a product line that I want to talk more about. To say it, and how do we say this line?
It's ATYPIQUE beverages. So it's
Aperitif
non-alcoholic
beverages,
cocktails. Yes, that's right.
non-alcohol.
So
So when did you retire from football?
so my last game was the 100 Grey Cup. That's in
Serious?
November 2012. I just celebrated 10 years of football retirement. And so I have a particular story.
Wow.
Long story short, after football, I developed a very heavy drinking problem. I was addicted to certain drugs as well. It took me a while to figure this out and to clean myself up. And I've been sober for close to 6 years now. But then I realized a few
Cool.
years ago, there's aside from certain non-alcoholic beers,
Yeah.
there was no offer for people like me. So if I were to go out to a restaurant, I'd go out with a bottle of water at a party with Virgin Caesar, which is essentially a big glass of Clamato. So once
Big
you've had
big
one,
glass of
you're
sodium.
yeah.
Big
So
glass of
exactly,
sodium.
you've had enough with kidney stones and everything. So so we decided, my partner and I, to put together a brand and to mimic the taste of your regular favorite cocktails, which is gin tonic, mojito, which is the one you have there.
Yeah.
We have 8 SKUs: spicy rum and coke. We've got a bunch: spritz, amaretto sour.
This is
Recently, we
my
came out
favorite
with a
right here.
vodka mule. So we've got a ton, and the taste is mind blowing. So you feel like you're drinking, but you're not. So we came up with
No
this.
caffeine.
No caffeine, very low sugar. You need a little bit of sugar just to mimic the taste
Yep.
because you're
Yep.
playing with aromas. And then we've enjoyed over the past 2 years. We just recently celebrated our second year anniversary. Great success. So we felt
Well,
like the
we're gonna
product
make it
was
a
good.
bigger success.
Yeah. Well,
We
I'm
want
glad
to
I'm on
make
your
it the
show.
biggest thing. I'm not kidding you. We want to. I want to make it the biggest thing ever because, first of all, it's just really good. Like the
Yeah.
flavors are in this amaretto sour. It's
It's
got to
my
be like. I'm not kidding you. Everyone's gonna have this. Like this is about the best drink. Period.
this
Like
is
I'm
my
not
favorite
kidding you.
one. And
It's
to
so
be
good.
honest, yeah, and it tastes better than ones with alcohol. So
Yeah, it
what's
does.
funny
Maybe
about
that's
this
why I like.
is, so I don't drink, right? So I haven't been drinking, but I have friends and I have, restaurant owners that bar owners that I know that, that buy ATYPIQUE, and then they get to tell the clients, listen, do you want your mojito with or without? So it's already been mixed. They just add
Yeah.
whatever they need to add to make it appealing to the client. So it's been great. It's been fun, and we feel like we're actually helping people because a lot of people have been,
You
especially with
are.
the pandemic, trying to lower the amount of alcohol they were drinking. So we're not out there telling people stop drinking; it's bad for you. There's just an alternative that actually
Mhm.
tastes good. A few years back, when you would taste the first non-alcoholic beers, you kind of had to close your eyes and tell yourself it was good. But now, it's become much
So
better
true.
over the past year. So we're really excited.
So I have some questions for you on this because first
Sure.
of all, I think it's definitely well. I just showed it to 400 golf courses and they were all interested. So
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah,
for
then
golf
you have no
courses.
excuse for missing your swing. So that's the
Well,
bad part.
that too, but also the drive home. You can actually drive home after.
That's right.
But you nailed it on that whole idea of because I hardly drink. Like I used to same kind of thing. I was probably hanging out with you back in the days. It was getting kind of chaos because I ran
Yeah.
clubs. You know what it's like to run
Oh wow.
clubs. Yeah. So I ran some majors, and those are the things. I remember the day I stopped. I'm like, I'm gonna either die or something's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be great. So I stopped, and honestly, and now when I would go out for a drink or to have a meal, people would have a drink, and I would actually go to the Virgin Caesar. When you said that, I was the Virgin Caesar always, right? And you would ask them to
Yeah.
spice it up, just to make it feel cooler. So it is. I totally love the idea that you're giving people an alternative out there in the marketplace, um, out there. But I have some questions about your company,
Sure.
and really some of the things that you put on here. And I wanted, because I love the in depth, that, like, the story behind why you've done this,
Yeah.
because it's going to resonate with a lot of people out there that are looking for a solution on this as well, or looking for an alternative. Brave, bold, creative, indifferent is on your website. What's that all about? That's not what you put on a drink, but I love it. I love it. Oh, we got you on mute. We lost your volume. We lost the volume. No. Oh, oh. We'll cut to a quick commercial. Be right back after this.
Imagine both your front and back of house teams are so well trained that they're executing flawlessly. Your front of house is doubling your sales, boosting repeat business, and creating 5-star dining experiences, while your back of house is consistently preparing each dish to perfection, on time and to spec. Having a restaurant this dialed takes a unique training system. That's where Serve comes in. Serve means study restaurant variety, and it is a powerful, mobile training system, custom built to meet the needs of your restaurant. Serve will up-level your team's knowledge and skills, maximize your profits, and create experiences guests will rave about. Serve is the key to unlocking your restaurant's hidden potential, and will prove that the more your team is able to learn, the more your restaurant will earn. It's Serve, and it's a game changer. Ready to serve? Get started at servenow.com.
Okay, you back? We got volume?
I'm back. I made it.
Okay,
I think
okay.
so. Is this okay? I'm sorry.
We're
I
good.
apologize. I don't know what
We're
happened.
having like an in-depth moment. Then
Yeah, I
the
know.
mic went.
So to answer your question about being bold, is in the sense of being different. Atypical.
Yeah.
Atypic means atypical, and I remember the first couple times that I would go out to restaurant, I would go out to bars, and I would tell the server I'm not drinking. I'll tell a group of friends I'm not drinking. Everybody would ask why, what's going on, this and that. So you have to kind of be bold to tell other people, look, I'm not drinking, I'm not interested. I don't even need to explain myself to you, and to try to make sobriety cool too, right? So to make it interesting and make it relevant. And we wanted something to create an environment where people felt safe to just be themselves, whatever that means. So if you're not drinking because you've had personal issues like I did, or if you're not drinking because you're pregnant, if you're not drinking just because you don't like the taste, or whatever your reason is, it doesn't matter. We've got ATYPIQUE for you. So this is the whole spirit behind it.
So first of all, that tells me that it's even going to be bigger than maybe we think. It's going to be huge because of that. Well, I think it's you see a lot of things that come out, and they're doing it for the purpose of gaining market share or selling more beverages. You're doing this for a bigger purpose. And I think for that alone is going to be, let alone the product's phenomenal, I
Thank you.
think it's going to be a huge success. I really do. Trust me, I've been around the block for long in the industry to know when I see something like this is going to be a winner. Another thing that you had on your website, what you see is what you get. And I love that. I can already tell. There's no hidden agenda here.
No, that's right. And there's a purpose behind it. Of course, it's a business. You're trying to make, you're trying to be relevant. You're trying to make money. It's an exciting business because it was a category that didn't exist, right? So we started showing up at certain events, and there was something really interesting where we wouldn't compete with beer or with sodas. It's just a whole new thing now. So it was a double challenge, but yeah, we worked really hard. We're proud of what's going on, and we felt like we had three things that would help us stand out. So the first thing is the purpose behind it. The second thing is it actually tastes good. Even if you have a good purpose, and people in Quebec, they like my story, they appreciate what I stand for.
That's your test right there, right?
Well, yeah, but if it doesn't taste good, they're not going to buy it again. Yeah,
But they'll tell you too.
they will. And then so I knew a lot of people were gonna buy it to try it, but
Yeah.
then was it gonna were they gonna become repeat buyers? It was gonna be interesting to see. And then the third thing was, is there a need in
Yeah.
nowadays society for this? And I think we have the answer now.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's huge. Like seriously. Well, we see this movement. I was just at a place in Vancouver last week. It was their first non-alcohol pub. It's a dry bar. It's the
Oh
first dry
wow.
bar in Vancouver. It's a dry bar. It's a bar. There's no booze in it.
Yeah.
It's got non-alcohol drinks, mocktails, all these different things. So you're right on, like you're leading the way. So unbelievable. I'm excited about it. I love the fact um, that it does a lot of other things. Here's what I think, and I know this may be a crazy philosophical idea here, but I also think that the generation that you're catering to, so the millennials and Gen Z, these younger groups out there that are buying your and also my generation, our generation, are buying this. But I think in the past, we also saw, I think a lot of people, and I think social media in a way, and I always bring social media in some notes. I'm quite on it a lot with the show. But I think in a way, we saw what alcohol also did to people's families and lives,
Yeah.
right? So I
Um,
think there's a movement to see this non alcohol, because I've done just over the last few months, I don't know how many shows we've done on mocktails and
mhm.
non-alcohol stuff. But when we started the show, people were like, "Well, why don't you do something on booze?" And it's like, well, first of all, we can't. But this trend started shifting into non-alcohol and these mocktails. Now it's the buzz.
I know, and I'm glad you're bringing this up because we figured it out along the way as well. At first, we thought this was going to cater to alcoholics that are, working on trying to
Yeah,
stay sober, or people that are taking medication, or pregnant women. And then it's so much more than that. And you're right. The millennials, they're not as focused on getting messed up on a
yeah,
Friday and a Saturday as
yeah,
we
yeah,
might
yeah.
have been when we
We
were
might have been,
younger.
eh?
So they're more conscious about their health. They're more conscious about, a lot of them want to have a drink or two on a Tuesday night and still be productive on a
Yeah,
Wednesday. So
yeah,
so we came up, and you know what's funny too, and those are things you can't strategize. You can't make this up. We came out when we announced at Spic for the first time. It coincided with the beginning of the second lockdown in Quebec. And a lot of people during the first lockdown were
yeah,
bored, were nervous,
yeah,
were worried. So they drank a lot. And a bunch of them, when the second lockdown came, they said, listen, we're going to try to do this a bit smarter than the first time. So
yeah.
we came up at the right time with this.
I think it's brilliant, and I just I love what you're doing. Honestly,
I appreciate
we're
it.
gonna push it out everywhere. We're gonna tell people everywhere about this, and I
Thank
think
you so
you got
much.
the website there to
Yeah.
go out. First of all, you have a brilliant marketing. Whoever does your marketing is brilliant. I love all the colors. I love the feel. Um, honestly, you actually make non-alcoholic drinks cool, like, and they never were.
Thank
When
you
our
so much.
generation, like you said,
But well,
right?
it takes
I think
people
that's
like you
amazing.
to talk about it, and you know what's great news about this is we've teamed up with Keurig Dr Pepper Canada to help spread the word, and to make this even better, to take it from a startup to something bigger and more exciting. And yes, we want to get it out there, but I appreciate you talking about this, and it means a lot.
Well, we're gonna put it out. Well, thank you first of all for being on our show. Like, so
Anytime.
me, I'm still kind of geeking over that you have a great gut ring. So
That
I'm still huge
story
on
about
that.
the picture, I'm gonna remember that one. So,
So I come from Saskatchewan. So what's
uh-oh.
it like when you're a non rider player?
Well,
I've always say a fan, but what's it like when you're a non-rider player?
when you play, I used to love playing in Saskatchewan because the fans are so nuts, right? So they used to try to throw beer bottles at us during the game. It would just and then you kind of feed off of that. And
Yeah,
what's funny is that my daughter, she's 8 now, but when she was younger, I took her to the new stadium in Saskatchewan so that she could
yeah,
experience Probably, I played for Montreal and Toronto. I'm a Montreal-born
Yeah.
kid, so best fan base, Montreal, of course. But Saskatchewan is special.
It's a
So I
different
wanted
world.
her,
Yeah.
I wanted her to experience that, even as an Alouettes
Yeah.
fan. But it's been great, and I have probably a love-hate relationship with Saskatchewan because Montreal's Grey Cups 2009, 2010, the 13th man in 2009, they were both
Oh, I
against
remember that.
back to
Yeah.
back against Saskatchewan. So I'm not sure if I'm very welcome in that province anymore, but but great organization,
Oh,
of
you
course,
football. So
and
football in Saskatchewan is huge, right?
oh, it's enormous. It's great.
It's always I always want to hear from from a player's perspective, because from a fan, and I know everyone says this and that, it is literally a religion there.
Oh,
It is.
it's amazing, and it's when you show up there on the night before the game or the day before the game to go your walkthroughs and do the meetings
Yeah.
and go to the hotel, the entire city is already in game mode, and it's
I know.
that ugly green of Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Of all the colors in the
Yeah.
spectrum, they pick that green, that type of
I
green,
know.
and people just rock it like it's the
I know.
coolest color ever. And the entire city is just green. They put watermelon on their heads. I don't know what's going
I
on,
know.
but it works. It makes it
works.
fun.
It works. Well, they're gonna love your non-alcoholic drinks. I think it's Saskatchewan as well. So first of all, I just want to thank you so much for being on our show today to share us these amazing products that are out there. And we're gonna put it up. We're gonna put your links on our website. We'll put our links on our YouTube channel and everything out there, so you can learn. You guys got more stuff coming out, new products coming out.
We came out just last week. We announced the vodka mule, which is going to be
Cool.
the winter flavor. We've got a bunch of cool stuff coming up in the next month, but for now we're it's a great period. It's a big period. The holidays, January,
Mhm.
everybody wants to get back in shape. I think rest of Canada's got Sober October. We have in Quebec the 28 jours sans alcool. So February is the month that they picked. So yeah, Quebecers decided to pick the shortest month out of the year to try to lower the drinking to give themselves a chance. So so we've got a few good busy months coming up.
So so what we're going to do is, when I think we're going to do some shows on golf courses, and I'll make sure that golf courses understand that because this is huge for golf courses out there, just being able to give someone an alternative to not have to worry about driving home after the game and things like that as well. Well, even on like arenas, football stadiums, everything, right? Alternatives out there. So
That's right.
I like your last line here, and I want to share this with you because I started a podcast through a pandemic as well, and people always and I'm always the different one. I'm always the disruptor. I'm always the guy that always do something different. You said you have this on your website, and I don't know if it's on your drinks, but you're proud about being different, and I think that's important, and I love that about you already. I would love about your products is be proud about being different. That's huge. So
yeah, it's important. It's important.
It's awesome. I just love it.
Thank you so much.
One thing that never shy away from is being themselves. You have that on your can.
Yeah, well, that's right. I'm a short white guy from Montreal North that wanted to play football in the States and wanted to play at the highest level that I could. And then, so a guy that doesn't drink, that creates a mocktail, a non-alcoholic beverage. So it's just try to be yourself, and being different is freaking cool. So, don't shy away from it.
Love it. Well, thank you so much. Everyone else, check it out. And for you, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You bet. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. And watch us, follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, everywhere else. You got to be under a rock not to know about our SDK podcast. So anyways, thanks so much. And to everyone else, have a great rest of your day. Cheers. Thanks so much.
Thanks.